shit. Holy shit. We are here, guys, doing a random breaking news live stream for a lot of you guys. I'm sure you guys are just hearing this for the very first time. We're going to be kind of diving into this. Let me fix some of the lights, of course. Like, I'm doing this very much impromptu, very much live. In fact, we're going to be discussing Spider-Man as he leaves the MCU. This just broke at deadline. We're going to be going all the details very much soon. Thank you guys again so much for joining this live stream. Make sure to comment out in this kind of live chat and let me know what your guys' thoughts are on this. And of course, if you guys are new here, hit that like and subscribe button, because I do tons of early movie reviews. And in general, I just talk about breaking news content on a daily basis. This is something that I'm talking about. And of course, if you guys are new here, you guys probably don't know this, but I'm a giant Spider-Man fan. Spider-Man is my favorite superhero of all time. Ever since I was a kid, little old Zach just loved kind of trying to swing around his room with those like fake little web slingers. And I'm excited well, I'm not excited about this. I'm actually very much pissed off. I'm actually very frustrated, as I'm sure a lot of you guys actually are with this news. And in general, I am not the happiest person at the moment with what is going on here, because this is bullshit. This is bullshit with what Sony is doing, and this is going to be a giant rant that I'm going to be discussing and talking about. So let's talk about what Deadline has to say about this. All right, guys. And again, if you guys are new here, hit that like and subscribe button, because I'm going to be talking about all sorts of breaking news and really following up this, because as of right now, this is a breaking. But this could, here's the thing. This could be a rumor. It could be passed off in a couple of days. Who knows? But as of right now, this is the news. Exclusive Marvel Studios, and of course, this is coming from Deadline as well, so credit to them. Exclusive, Marvel Studios president Kevin Feige won't produce any further Spider-Man films because of an inability by Disney and Sony Pictures to reach new terms. That would have given the former a co-financing stake going forward, a dispute that has taken place over the past few months at the top of Disney and Sony has essentially nixed Feige and the future involvement of Marvel from the Spider-Man universe, sources said. This comes at the moment when the last two films Kevin Feige produced broke an all-time record. Disney's Avengers Endgame became the highest-grossing film of all time, and Spider-Man Far From Home this week surpassed the James Bond film Skyfall, will become the all-time highest-grossing film for Sony Pictures. Sony. What the fuck? Like, I like Sony. I think they have made some great films. I mean, they made Spider-Verse just last year, and that was my favorite film, and I loved Far From Home. It is one of my favorite Spider-Man films, and I know a lot of people aren't the biggest fans. Some people aren't the biggest fan of Spider-Man, but as a big, giant Spider-Man fan, hearing that news, I literally said, are you fucking kidding me? I said on my Twitter, are you fucking kidding me? And I'm sure for people who are kind of just joining this, I see there are 50 people in here. Thank you guys so much for joining this. I'm sure this is kind of breaking news to you as well, as what the fuck happened. So kind of going more into this article, sources said that there are 2 more Spider-Man films in the works that are meant to have director John Watts and Tom Holland front and center. So from the plan that I've always assumed that they're going to do is do three in high school, 3 films in college, 3 films afterwards. And that would be a 9-film arc for Spider-Man, not including him kind of popping up in films such as Avengers or such as, other films in general that we could be seeing. But, we're just going to get him in Venom 2. I mean, if this is true, we're getting him in Venom 2. Like, that is 100% what's going to be happening here, is we are going to get him in Venom 2, which disappoints me because I don't want him in Venom 2. I don't care for of course I want Venom and Spider-Man back into the same world, but at the cost of losing him in the MCU and the cost of losing what they are building up, especially in Far From Home. And I'm going to spoil something from Far From Home. Far From Home, spoilers for if you haven't seen Far From Home. I apologize. It's one of the highest grossing films now, so I do apologize for that. The thing is I am a giant fan of Spider-Man. I'm a giant fan of this, and the way that Far From Home ended had my jaw drop. I was like, holy fuck, what the hell is going on here? And I'm sure the 71 people who are watching this live stream, which thank you so much, hit that like and subscribe button if you guys want to help me out. I am so mad at that because Spider-Man, that ending literally was jaw-dropping. And there's so many theories that maybe they were going to do Daredevil. Maybe they were going to do She-Hulk. And that would have been a nice way to even bring about this MCU verse even more. Moving forward to this deadline, though, there's a lot of webbing here, but all it comes down to is money. It's easy to understand why both sides refuse to give ground. Now, I understand that. It's literally, this is the money situation. They literally fucked us because of money. They fucked the fans. A little story I have in here that I shared on Twitter was which I actually see someone just said, Matrix 4, yeah, also got announced at the same time this did. I can't even get excited about Matrix 4 with Keanu Reeves returning and the Wachowskis coming back to the franchise that was their baby because of this frustrating news. When Civil War, when he had been announced for Civil War, I knew the trailer was coming out very soon. I was actually in class and I decided I'm going to ditch class right now to go watch Spider-Man multiple times, swing around and say, hey, everybody, that was my literally thing. I literally ditched class to go. And if you're a kid in class, I don't recommend ditching class because it wasn't, well, it was worth it because my joyous tears of me were happening in there. And of course, I will be going through the live chat by the end of this video. So if you guys do want to say some stuff, make sure to throw it in there. To be guaranteed, make sure to hit that live chat as well. I will be really looking into that. And again, if you're catching this later, make sure to comment down below because I want to talk with you guys and know what your rant is too as well in this. So it's just really frustrating to me that we are losing Spider-Man in this capability because people suck. Like, people literally suck, and it's all about money. But fusing in here, Disney asked that the future Spider-Man films be a 50-50 co-financing. Personally, I think that's fair. Disney really... I mean, Marvel Studios was the one that really developed the MCU, and Disney bought Marvel, and I think ever since then, it's kind of been... I mean, Endgame is, for me, one of the best superhero films ever made. And this 50-50 co-financing, I honestly thought they were already at 50-50. To be completely honest, I thought they were at 50-50. Between the studios, there were discussions that this might extend to other films in the Spider-Man universe. Sony turned that offer down flat. Now, that's the thing, is that like they were offering to help them with other films. I know, like there was rumors that they wanted Venom. It's like it would have eventually gone there. Like they would have figured this out, but now you're being greedy. And Spider-Man saves the day like a boss. I hope Spider-Man can save the day like a boss. The big worry that I have in this now is the continuity now within the MCU. What are they going to do? Just open a portal and Spider-Man goes through it? Like, is that what they're going to do? Like, does this whole universe just get sucked into a different world? Do we lose MJ? Do we lose everything that we have in Homecoming and Far From Home just so they can put fucking Spider-Man into Venom? Which, if you don't remember, we got Spider-Man 3. And, you know, can we talk about Spider-Man 3 for a second? People don't remember that Sony just wanted damn Venom to be flying the fuck in there. And it did not work all that well. So Sony turned down that offer down flat. It came back to the table, and then I don't believe they ever came back to the table. That's the thing right now. Sony just simply didn't want to share its biggest franchise. Sony proposed keeping the arrangement going under the current terms with where Marvel receives in the range of 5% of the first dollar gross. Sources said Disney refused. It's like, just, you know, stop fucking my franchises up. Stop fucking my franchises up. I see Tyler Tompkins in here. He says, yes, Toby is coming back. No, he's not. And maybe in a Spider-Verse sequel. Essentially, Sony has made a decision that is similar to saying thank you, but we think we can win the championship without Michael Jordan. You can't win the championship without Michael Jordan. And I'm going to let you know right now, I mean, will I be there to watch it? Yeah, because I love Spider-Man. But part of me doesn't even want to. And part of me might not. I'm curious to see where they go with this, but really part of me says I don't care to ever do this now. Essentially, Sony has made a decision that is similar. After all, Feige's first decade at Marvel is largely embellished, and his consistency has been nothing short of historic. This is insane to me that we are losing him. Sony, again, what the fuck? What the fuck, man? I mean, I love Spider-Man. I have a little Spider-Man sitting on my desk right here on my little mic arm. I have one in front of me. I have a Spider-Man poster. I'm wearing a Spider-Man shirt. I have so much shit that is Spider-Man. And I am now losing Spider-Man in the MCU, which now maybe I'm just being an entitled white fucking kid now. You know what I mean? Some people could call me that. Well, you're entitled. It's all about money. It is about money, but it's also about the fans. And like I said, I was so excited when they announced that he was coming into the MCU. Not everyone might not love that he's in the MCU. Like, I get it. Not everyone loves the interpretations of it. I do think there are things that they could improve on. But the thing is, my favorite thing is that it's like my comic. Everything that I read as a comic is coming to life now. Like, we are getting literally Spider-Man in the MCU, interacting with the likes of Tony Stark, interacting with the likes of Happy Hogan, interacting with the likes of maybe even Daredevil down the road. The interaction of Captain Marvel with him in Endgame was one of my favorites. Him swinging around fucking Captain America, everything that we got in there. Now we are not going to have that. I wanted to see interactions with him and Doctor Strange. More of that banter I thought was very nice that we got a little bit in Infinity War. I think personally my biggest fear is them not going with the plan now. whatever plan they had for the future of Marvel, and that they're definitely going to change everything. Now, obviously, they have to kind of dive into, but I wanted to see this was my guess for what was going on. The next big villain was going to probably be not Doctor Doom, Norman Osborn for the whole MCU. And it would have been a perfect thing because he kind of is like the anti-Tony Stark, and that's who I was exactly thinking. And again, guys, there are 127 of you guys in here with only 27 likes. Let's make sure to hit that like button, please, and hit that subscribe button if you guys are new here. But what the fuck? I was so excited about that. And really my theories was Norman Osborn probably going to be the next big villain. Then we're going to have the Sinister Six kind of be that next big group that they were going to do, that we're going to go against the Avengers. And it would have been great. Really thinking on that concept. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that wasn't their plans. But the way that they were building up really had that. And you get the likes of Michael Keaton. You get the likes of Jake Gyllenhaal as Mysterio. And here's the thing, they probably will come back. But now without them, we're probably just going to get Doctor Doom, which is cool. The Fox merger happened and we're going to get Doctor Doom in there. But now what do you do? And even though they're saying that, yeah, now we have Tom Holland, now we're going to have this, now we're going to have that. Wasn't Sony the ones that rebooted the Spider-Man franchise within 2-3 years with a different actor? My worry about this is that we are not going to get Tom Holland as Spider-Man anymore. As much as they want him to be in it, I have a feeling that something's going to happen and he won't be Spider-Man anymore, which really makes me sad if we don't get him in there. Really makes me sad. I even the thought of that just makes me very pissed off that they would even do that. It's bullshit. It is literally bullshit. And again, I like Sony. I think they've made a lot of great films. They have made a lot of great films. They've really developed my childhood. It's just a little bit of a rant. And really, any studio, I'd be calling them out on this. If it was Warner Brothers, I'd be calling it. I've had rants about Warner Brothers. I've had rants about Disney. I've had rants about everything. And again, this isn't going just straight against fucking Sony, even though I am mad at them right now. I can't believe they didn't do this. And given maybe even Disney should have figured out what to do. They were both wanting money. That's all it was this was all about money, 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 money. And it sucks. It really does suck. Again, Sony is a good movie studio. They've done some really good things in the past. And I'm sure they're going to do really good things in the future. I'm sure the next Bond will be excellent, but it's hard for me to even get excited about Spider-Man franchises now. I thought this was going to be the nice one that was heading in the right direction, and now it's not. And I'm just what was the plan? I want to know what the plan was. I don't care to see Spider-Man with Venom. I really don't. I thought the first Venom was good. I thought it was fine. It was enjoyable. I want to see him in a lobster cage. What, are we going to get Tom Holland in a lobster cage now? But I just can't imagine what's going on now. And kind of just going over the chat, I see a lot of you guys are also livid as well. I see a lot of people are pissed. I see a lot of people wondering what's going on. Another reboot. That's kind of what I'm saying. Kind of just diving in here, just a lot of you guys seem to be very mad. James Rowe, it doesn't matter what I want or what you want, but ultimately it made more sense to keep him in the MCU as they built him up to be Tony's replacement. And that's the other thing. They were literally building Spider-Man to be the main people, that they fold him around. And this is just going to change stuff. It just sucks. It just really sucks. And now, I just honestly, I love that Spider-Man Far From Home was the end capture to the whole Infinity War saga, but now it's really not. Spider-Man can't just leave after the cliffhanger. I agree. That's the biggest thing. That cliffhanger had me what the hell? This is true. Nobody watch. If this is true, nobody watch Sony Spider-Man, so they have to let Marvel have Spider-Man. It won't happen. People will go see Spider-Man. The general movie audience goers will not know about this. Sony's decision-making with their movie is so bipolar. So Sony wants more money and Disney is too stingy. Pretty much. That's exactly like this. And even though I am bitching about Sony, this is also me bitching about Disney. But I just wish they came to a compromise. They were just bantering back and forth, bitching at each other. And Tyler Tompkins says, at least we have Fat Thor. Yeah, at least we have Fat Thor. That's victory, I guess. Tom H could be Iron Man Jr. now, LOL. I guess. What? I think Sony will make Spider-Verse live-action movie. Probably will happen. Honestly, will probably happen now. They're gonna play off these damn things so much. It's just so frustrating. And I get it. I get it. Because here's the thing. They all make money. They're all making money. That's the issue here, is they are all making fucking money. That's the thing. As a consumer, studios, corporations, businesses are just going to go with what's making them money. And that's the thing. You know what? They look at what we're spending money on. If I'm spending money on Funko Pops, then obviously there's going to be more Funko Pops. If I spend money on, I don't know, Pokemon, and I want a sequel on Pokemon, if this made $1 billion, we're going to get a damn sequel. You know, like that is what they are. Sony doesn't realize that they do 10% of the work when Marvel does 90. Now, behind the scenes, I think Marvel really was the big... Here's the thing. I have enjoyed every single Spider-Man movie. That is the truth. Even the worst ones, just because it's Spider-Man. But I can tell what's a good Spider-Man movie from a bad one. And for me, ever since it's joined the MCU, it's hit every single moment that I've wanted to truly hit from the other ones that I thought were truly missing. And I think Kevin Feige is the big... his consistency is really key. There's not been one horrible MCU film. There's not been one horrible MCU film. There might be some that I don't care to ever rewatch, or some that I'm just like, you know, it wasn't the best. It was okay. Which is probably Thor: The Dark World. I think a lot of people can argue. Sony's going to have to reboot Spider-Man again. I don't think they will. I really hope they don't. I still want Tom Holland in this. I'm just confused with how like they're gonna do it all now. Fat Thor is the new leader. Suckers. No. Sony's legit. I don't like using the R word, but whatever. And enough to take their highest grossing film protagonist out of the MCU. The MCU helps them, and if it got them their highest grossing film, I agree. I don't see the next film making $1 billion now, to be completely honest. Spider-Man just can't leave after the cliffhanger, and they were planning Sinister Six, but that's just thrown out the window now. Like, what the fuck, Sony? I just can't stop. I agree. It's just studios react crazily, and Sony is acting like Warner Brothers when it comes to like these superhero franchises. It's all about greed. I'm in shock about Tom Holland. I'm in shock too. I really, really am in shock, and I'm just overall like baffled like by this. So again, for people kind of joining in right now that don't know, right now deadline broke, and again, this could be completely dismissed in a couple hours, and I could be peachy as a pie. But as of right now, I'm like, it's kind of ruined my day. Like, this straight up ruined my day. I should be more excited about The Matrix 4 getting announced, but I'm not, because right now I'm losing out, and I'm not going to get what I wanted from what they were setting up. And is there an official statement? There is not. It's just Deadline breaking the news, but Deadline is a very major reporter. So for me, yeah, it's just crazy where we're going now. I'm really sad about this news, and I think a lot of you guys definitely are pissed off too. No matter what you think about it, it just kind of sucks to see that Marvel is losing Spider-Man, because Spider-Man is one of the best heroes, I think, in the MCU, and really everything that I think they were building up against is Spider-Man has the best villain roster. It would have been so cool to see them all interacting with different kind of heroes. And I don't want to lose hope. Like, maybe something will get figured out, but I'm just overall pretty sad, and I think this actually makes sense, because I was predicting like, I was at Comic-Con and they didn't announce Spider-Man in the next Phase 4, and I was kind of sitting there, I'm like, well, maybe they're just not like doing it. Maybe that's a Sony thing to announce, because that's usually how it's always gone. But I think this had to have been part of it. I mean, they didn't even mention Spider-Man at the press conference at all, and yeah. I'm sad. I think a lot of us are sad, but I think that's kind of where I'm going to cut this video off in this live stream. Thank you guys again so much for joining me. I think I'm very pissed. I'm very frustrated. And as a big geek of this community, it just sucks seeing the fans like lose out on something that's so precious. And I definitely want to hear from you guys. Definitely, if you're catching this later out after the live stream, make sure to comment down below and let me know what your guys' thoughts are. As more news comes out about this, I'll probably do live streams about it too, talking about it and kind of discussing it. But so if you guys are new here, hit that like and subscribe button. I'm sure there are a lot of you guys new here, kind of just learning about this, just as I did just a couple minutes ago. I was enjoying the Dark Crystal Age of the Resistance Netflix show. I looked on my phone as the episode ended, and I'm like, oh my god, are you fucking kidding me? And I still kind of am that. We should start the hashtag Save Spider-Man for the MCU. Save Spider-Man. Let's start that hashtag right now. Let's let Sony know what we want. We want Spider-Man still in the MCU, and we don't want to lose him. Let's find this, guys. Like, this is a world where we are just bantering with one another, where it becomes deals, but there's always that nice little compromise, and I believe in that, especially with here. So as I'm more calm, and I'm using this more as a venting session with you guys, so maybe I can go about my day and be fine, but now I'm just, I'm pretty sad about it. I'm pretty sad about it, especially after seeing Spider-Man Far From Home, which I absolutely love. I see a lot of you guys are already starting that hashtag Save Spider-Man, Save Spider-Man. Make sure to tag me in them all on Twitter at Pope the King. Let's start this hashtag on Twitter. Let's start this. We have to save Spider-Man for the big screen. Thank you guys again so much for watching this. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe if you guys are new here again. And of course, guys, until next time, stay classy. Let's stay a little bit calm. Let's still web sling around, and let's just hope that something gets figured out in the long run. Thank you guys again so much for watching this, and let's hopefully we don't lose Spider-Man, because yeah, I'm signing off. With great power comes great responsibility. Or in general, if you say a great character comes great responsibility, right, Sony?